Chapter 367, The Lost World of Atlantis. Very, Sora, Carrie, Aqua, Tara, Donald, Goofy, Lincoln, Lainey, Lily and the Redemption Squad were in the simulator doing an exercise. Me, good luck in there guys. Sora, thanks JD. Carrie, this is gonna be so cool. Goofy, gosh it sure is. Donald, let's do it. Very, this is gonna be awesome. The simulator activated and they found themselves in a cave with an expedition. It was an expedition to find the lost city of Atlantis. They met Milo James Thatch. Milo, pleasure to meet all of you. I'm Milo Thatch. Sora, pleasure to meet you. Very, same here. They introduced themselves. Milo, wow. It's a pleasure to meet you all. We're on an expedition to find the lost continent of Atlantis. Lincoln, I've heard about the city of Atlantis. Lainey, it's said to be a continent that had technology that rivaled that of where we're from. What year is it here? Milo, it's 1914. Sora, wow. We're from the 21st century in the year 2018. Milo, oh wow. You're all from the future? Carrie, in a way yes. Riku, we've learned a lot about Atlantis and it's all amazing. Lily, that's right. Very, it's true. Stewie, Atlantis has always been one of the most amazing legends we've learned about in legend and fantasy. They were introduced to Milo's friends. They met Rourke and his crew. They began the trip and went through a series of caves along an ancient highway. They saw fantastic landmarks along the way and it was a magnificent sight. Milo, drinks canteen Vinny, scared, Italian accent, you didn't just drink that, did you? Milo, Why? Vinny, that's not good. That's nitroglycerin. Milo holds his breath, don't move. Don't breathe. Don't do anything, except pray maybe. Mole, jumps up behind Milo, scaring him boom. Vinny and Mole laugh as Milo and the Keybladers and Louds and the Redemption Squad glared at them. Vinny is then about to drink from another canteen. Stewie, you know you're about to drink poison, right? Vinny, scared, what? Drops the canteen and it spills out water. Stewie, he and the Redemption Squad laugh, not so funny now, is it? Vinny, glares at Stewie, you're a dirty kid, do you know that? Stewie, smirks, oh, I know. And I'm proud of it. Lincoln, very clever Stewie. Stewie, thank you Lincoln. They pressed on and later arrived at a huge pillar. Milo, good night. Will you look at the size of this? It's got to be half a mile high at least. Maria, it's an amazing monument. Lainey, it sure is, but how are we gonna get across to the other side? Lincoln, I got this. Lincoln fired a blast of lightning at the bottom of the pillar and it fell and made a bridge. Vinny, hey look, we made a bridge. It only took us what? 10 seconds. 11 tops. Milo, how did you do that Lincoln? Lincoln, I have lightning powers. Me and my friends and family in the time we came from are really gifted. Milo, that's amazing. They pressed on some more. But what they didn't know was that they weren't alone. People were watching them from the shadows. Stewie was starting to have suspicions about Rourke and what he was really after. They kept on going until they reached a huge wall. Rourke, looks like we got a little roadblock. Lily, a big one. Maria, I've got this. Maria used her water powers and fired a high power blast of water that dug a tunnel through the wall and they went through. Very, great work Maria. William, that was awesome. Sweet, got to admit that was really cool. Maria, thanks guys. They stopped at a landmark that looked like a lantern and set up camp. For their dinner they had cookies, greasy food. Lily, so Milo, how did you find the shepherd's journal? Milo, Mr. Whitmore gave it to me. My grandpa found it and he told him to give it to me when it was time. Lainey, that's cool Milo. If I may ask, why do you want to find Atlantis? Milo, well, I want to find Atlantis to not only prove to the world that it exists, but also I want to bring Atlantis back to the surface so we can learn much about it. Elena, that's a huge task. Lincoln, if we do that it will further benefit humanity and bring it into a new age. Milo, yes it will. But this doesn't make any sense. See, in this passage here, the shepherd seems to be referring to something he calls the heart of Atlantis. It could be the power source that the legends refer to. Turns a page, but then it cuts off. It's almost like there's a missing page. That's unusual. What do you think it means? Milo, I don't know. Lily starting having suspicions as well. But she didn't show it. Later Lily gathered everyone for a meeting and had a sound barrier up. Lily, guys, I think I know what Rourke is after. Carrie, what is it, Lily? Lily pulled out the shepherd's journal she found in Iceland and turned to a page that she showed us. So that's it. Rourke's after the heart of Atlantis. Sora, what's the heart of Atlantis? It's a powerful crystal of unimaginable power. It's a powerful source of energy that can keep everyone in Atlantis living for thousands of years. They gasped. Lincoln, that's unbelievable. Lainey, it sure is. Stewie, I knew it. I have a feeling that Rourke brought everyone here on this trip to steal it. Eddie, that's not right. Killer Frost, let's kill Rourke now. No Louise. We can't let them know that we're onto them. I can sense some good in Helga, and I can also sense that Mole, Vinny, Audrey, Sweet, Packard and Cookie were coerced into doing this against their will. Milo doesn't know about this. So we'll play along until the time comes. Lainey, good thinking. William, we'll wait. Okay. Stewie, do your thing. Stewie, okay. Stewie was dressed as a black ninja and he snuck into Rourke's tent completely undetected and found the page in his boot and took it. He got out and gave it to Very. It was the page Lily showed them. Just as we thought. Our hunches are right. Let's keep a low profile and strike when the time comes. Later, as everyone was asleep, Milo got up to use the bathroom. But he accidentally shined his flashlight on the lantern and firebugs came out and set the whole camp on fire. They went over the bridge and one of the trucks exploded and the bridge collapsed and they all went down a tunnel. Everyone was alright and they saw that they were in a dormant volcano. The top of the shaft was blocked by rock that hardened a while back. They heard Milo going down a tunnel and he went into a huge room. Milo, echoing, "Hey, wait a minute. Who are you?" They dug through the wall and into the room. What they saw in the room was unbelievable. They saw a huge rock plateau with a city on it. Water was pouring over the edges of the plateau and into a river of lava. Cookie, sweet mother of Jefferson Davis. Audrey, it's beautiful. Unbelievable. Lincoln, this is incredible. Lainey, it sure is. Lily, this is so amazing. Sweet, Milo, I got to hand it to you. You really came through. Suddenly some warriors came out and Very and team drew their weapons. Wait a second. We mean you all no harm. We come in peace. We just want to learn all about Atlantis. A girl took off her mask. It was Princess Kita. Princess Kita. Kita, how do you know my name? In Atlantean, because like you I too am descended from Atlantis. But my mother ran away from it years ago. You treated my mother like a little sister when she lived here centuries ago. Kita, in Atlantean, who are you? My name is Very Knudsen. My mother's name was Idina of Atlantis. Kita, gasp. You are her daughter. They hugged. Kita, it's a pleasure to meet you Very. Your mother was the best healer in Atlantis. She was the greatest. Very, I know. My parents were murdered by mermaids from the dark side of the legend in the time we came from. Kita, I'm so sorry very. Very, I know Kita. But it's an honor to meet you. Mom told me a little about you. I'm so sorry about your mother. Kita, thanks very. Milo, very how is it that you know Kita here? Very, my mother and her were best friends. They were like sisters. Kita, that's right. Later they went to the palace and stood before Kita's father the king. He was not happy that they were there. Very, in Atlantean, Your Majesty, my name is Very Knudsen and I'm the daughter of Adana the healer. King Koshkim Nedake, in Atlantean, it's a pleasure very. Your mother was a great healer and I'm sorry for your loss in the future. Very, how can that be that you know that? My parents were murdered by mermaids from the dark side of the legend in 2006. King Koshkim Nedake, Atlantis has the power to see into the future and you and your friends minus the explorers came here from 2018. Lincoln, that's right Your Majesty. Maria, it's like you all knew that we were coming. King Koshkim Nedake, that's correct. Later after Milo, Kita, and Maria went out to learn about the city Very and team warned the king about what Rourke is intending to do. He was grateful for the warning. He also was told that Rourke will kill him. They vowed to make sure that never happens. Killer Frost, why don't we just tear Rourke apart now and get it over with? That way, Kita's dad doesn't get killed. William, because we have to wait for the right moment. First, we need to meet Kita. She's the one who's going to take Milo to that pond with the Atlantean writings. Very, he's right Louise. Maria, I'll go with Kita and Milo to translate the Atlantean writings. While the three of us are doing that, Rourke will make his move. Riku grins and that's when we turn the tables on him, right? William smirks exactly. They caught up to Milo, Kita, and Maria told them that they were going down to see some ruins that Kita found and translate some runes that they saw. Maria went into her swimsuit and they dove in. She went into her mermaid form. Elena, I hope they'll be okay. Rourke reaches for his gun. Oh, I think you've got other things to worry about. Just then, Very, Lincoln, Lainey, Lily, Stewie and William point their guns at Rourke and his group. Sora, Karu, Aqua, Tara, Elena, and Rico get out their keyblades, and Eddie becomes Venom. Helga, what they? Stewie, did you really think we were that gullible? Rourke. Venom, we knew that you were really after the heart of Atlantis the entire time. Rourke, that's right. How did you know? William, we have our ways. Now, stand down, and this can end peacefully. Very, or we can do this the hard way. Rourke, Chuckles, I have to admit. You really caught me off guard for a second. But there's one thing you forgot. Killer Frost. Oh yeah? What's that? Just then, the Redemption Squad heard some of Rourke's mercenaries behind them. Rourke, I always bring backup. The mercenaries open fire at the Redemption Squad but they dodge the gunfire. Rourke, Vinny, Helga, Sweet, Cookie, Packard, Audrey, and Mole joined in on firing at William and his team. Riku throws his keyblade at a few mercenaries. You think Maria, Kita, and Milo are done with the translations by now? William, let's hope so. Because if they aren't, we're all going to be dead by the time they get here. Very, I won't let anyone die today or ever. Rourke, I wouldn't be sure. He was holding William at gunpoint. Rourke, take us to the crystal chamber or he dies. William elbowed him in the stomach and kicked him in the face and knocked the gun out of his hand. Maria surfaced and got on the ground. Maria, a battle and I wasn't invited? I'm hurt. Maria looked into the eyes of Mole, Vinny, Audrey, Sweet, Packard and Cookie and they realized that what they were doing was wrong. They dropped their guns and went to side with Very and team. Sweet, sorry guys. Very, it's alright Sweet. Milo, this is all a treasure hunt for them, hey? Lincoln, it is. They're after the crystal. Rourke, that's right. It's big, it's shiny, and it's gonna make us all rich. Milo, you think it's some kind of a diamond. I thought it was some kind of a battery. But we're both wrong. It's their life force. That crystal is the only thing keeping these people alive. You take that away and they'll die. Laney, you're a monster, Rourke. What you're doing will result in the genocide of Atlantis. Audrey, that's right, Rourke. This whole thing is wrong and you know it. Vinny, that's right. We've done a lot of things we're not proud of. Robbing graves, plundering tombs, double parking. But nobody got hurt. Well, maybe somebody got hurt, but nobody we knew. Rourke, well, you haven't seen the last of me. We will be back. They left and got back to the trucks. Rourke then blew up the bridge to make sure they don't follow. Back at the throne room, they were talking to the king. They found out the reason behind why the king kept the crystal hidden. The crystal was hidden to keep history from repeating itself and to make sure that Kida never suffers what happened to his wife, the queen. He gave his crystal pendant to Very as a token of redemption. Sweet, Milo, we've followed you in and we'll follow you out. William, Sweet's right. I may be the leader of my team, but what we're going to do to stop Rourke is your choice. Very, that's right. Milo, are you guys even listening to yourselves? I mean, look at what my choices have done. I've led a group of murderous thieves to the greatest archaeological find in the recorded history, and that led to an attempted kidnapping of a princess of a royal family. Not to mention almost giving the most powerful force known to man to a mercenary psychopath who was going to sell it to the highest bidder. Let's just face it. I've hit rock bottom. Lincoln, no you haven't, Milo. Laney, he's right. You still have a chance to set things right. Carrie, that's right. We're with you all the way. Sweet, someone once told me that when you've hit rock bottom, the only place left to go is up. Milo scoffs. Who told you that? Sweet, a fellow by the name of Thaddeus Thatch. Milo pauses before nodding. Then it's time for me to climb out of that hole. Very, Rourke will pay for everything he's done. Kida, I'll go with you. Sora, okay. Riku, let's make that monster pay for this. Very, let's do it. William, guys, in case we end up dying here, I just want to say that you've been the best team I've ever led. Riku smiles. Thanks, William. Venom, it's been an honor fighting alongside you. Elena, what are friends for? Stewie, even though we're going to live through this, I'm touched you said that to all of us. Killer Frost, I've only been on this team for less than a month and I already feel like part of the redemption squad. Maria then gave William a quick kiss. Maria, those were inspirational words, babe. Maybe after we're done here, we can make out in my bed. William, I like the sound of that. Very, all right. Let's go get him. They all got ready and Milo gathered a bunch of the people and they took fish vehicles. Very, let's get them. They went after Rourke and his men. In the cave they came out of. A man fired a missile and it blew apart the rock shell that sealed the volcano and the daylight was revealed. Rourke, I love it when I win. You will pay for this, Thatch. Very and team were flying through the cave and they found Rourke with a Zeppelin balloon and getting ready to go. Milo, there they are. Very, let's kill them. Rourke, we've got company. Rourke's men fired guns at them. Very, Lily, and Maria fired high-pressure water blasts and killed some of the men and left them in a bloody mess. Lincoln fired lightning and fire blasts and destroyed some men. Laney tied them up with her plant powers and dissolved them in acid. The Zeppelin was going up. Milo, Very heads up. We can't let them reach the top of that shaft. Very, right. Carrie fired a blast of fire and pierced a balloon and it started to go down. Rourke, we're losing altitude. Lighten the load. Helga threw a barrel off the Zeppelin. Helga, that's it. Unless someone wants to jump. Rourke, ladies first. Rourke threw her off, but she got back on and kicked him in the face. She was betrayed. Helga, you said we were in this together. Kicks him in the face. You promised me a percentage. Rourke grabbed her leg. Rourke, next time get it in writing. He threw her off and she fell. Rourke, nothing personal. William and Milo were fighting Rourke and they were beating him really bad. Maria flew and caught Helga with her wings and took her to the hovercar. Maria, you alright? Helga, I'll live. Guilty, guess you and your friends chose the right side after all. Maria, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. Keep Rourke from getting away. Goes to where William and Milo are. Helga, aims flare gun at balloon. Sorry, Rourke. Nothing personal. Stewie, stops her and gives her one of his spare blasters. Here. This will really dish out some real damage. Helga, takes blaster. Aren't you a little young to be carrying weapons? Stewie, Helga shoots at balloon. Yes. Yes I am. The balloon caught on fire and was coming down. William grabbed Rourke by the throat in a neck hold. Rourke, his throat being grasped by William. Who do you all think you are? William, buddy, we're the Redemption Squad. Snaps Rourke's neck, and you're a damned soul. They got off the balloon and everyone landed. Suddenly an earthquake was felt and that spelled trouble. Cracks were forming and lava was coming out. Mole, the volcano. She awakes. Vinny, hey, I had nothing to do with it. Cookie, this here would be a good place not to be. Very, that's right. Let's get out of here. They got out just in time as the volcano erupted and lava was pouring out of the wall. Very, we got to protect everyone. Kita, I know how. Kita prayed to the crystal and it suddenly rose through the floor of the palace and was hovering over the palace. It spun fast and fired beams of light. They hit some buildings and giant living statues arose. Lava was gushing out of the wall. Maria, William, I think this is our first time seeing a volcano erupt. William, it sure is, sweetie. It sure is. Very, unbelievable. Donald, this is incredible. Sora, it sure is. Aqua, yet. I never once thought that the power of a volcano would be this intense. Terra, neither did I. The statues went to the edge of the plateau and the wall exploded and sent a huge wave of lava towards the city. The statues clapped their stone hands and formed a huge force field dome. The wave of lava completely covered the dome and the energy caused the lava to harden in an instant. The lava dome cracked and was crumbling away. When the dome faded, the plateau wall crumbled in some parts and the water resumed flowing. After it was done, they all saw that some of Atlantis that had been lost for thousands of years was uncovered and it began an era of restoration for it. Very then decided to lift the entirety of the plateau to the surface, and for the first time in 9,000 years Atlantis was back on the surface. Kita, what happened? Very, you're back on the surface, Kita. For the first time in 9,000 years. Milo, that was incredible. Very. Audrey, this adventure really has taught us a lot. Helga, it sure did. Maria, this was one of the greatest adventures we've ever had. William, it sure was. Lincoln, now we can learn more about Atlantis and they can share everything with us. Lainey, that's right, big bro. Lily, yep. Later, after the exercise ended, it was discovered that Atlantis was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for real. We set up a huge trade route with Atlantis and set up a huge global alliance with them. The Redemption Squad was having a sleepover at Maria's house. William and Maria were in bed snuggling. It was the greatest adventure they ever had. The end. Another fanfiction complete. I've known the movie Atlantis, The Lost Empire from 2001 for years, and it was one of the most amazing movies I've ever seen. Michael J. Fox did a really fantastic job in that movie, and this was before he contracted Parkinson's disease. So did Cree Summer. I've known her voice acting for years. Nico-chan11 gave me the idea for this, and as usual thanks for the idea in the lines. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.